The Babylonians understood the moon cycle in the 5th century BC. Man had accomplished recording the 18-year Saros cycle of lunar eclipse. Indian astronomers recorded the moon's monthly elongation in the 4th century BC, and the Chinese made predictions on both solar and lunar eclipses. Later, physical form and moonlight were also understood. The Chinese thought that the moon was pure energy, just a round ball of silver. When viewed from the side and doused with white powder, a crescent moon is produced. Though they believed these things, the Chinese knew that moonlight was the reflection of the sun. Indian astronomers agreed that this was true as well in 499. Theories developed in the 2nd century about the position of the moon from the sun, the size and the difference of the moon and the earth, and the attraction of the moon and earth's tides. Later, the size and difference between the earth and the moon were improved by Ptolemy, but the rest were theorized correctly. In 212 BC, Archimedes calculated the motions of all the planets and the moon. In 428, the Greeks estimated that both the moon and the sun were both spherical rocks, and one reflected light onto the other. Determining that the moon was a sphere for sure, though, did not happen until the Middle Ages. The moon was also thought to be perfectly smooth also. Alhazen deduced that instead of the moon reflecting the sunlight like a mirror, it was actually emitting from every part of the moon's sunlit surface. Of course, we cannot forget Aristotle and his philosophy that would hinder civilization for generations to come, claiming that the moon was the boundary between the spheres of the mutable elements earth, air, water, and fire, and the imperishable stars. Galileo Galilei first drew the moon with a telescope, discovering that there were craters and mountains on its surface instead of being smooth. The craters were thought to be volcanic until 1870, when evidence showed that asteroids collided with the moon, creating them instead. In the 17th century, the lunar system we use today was finally named. The Earth-Moon system is quite interesting, considering that without the moon, complex organisms could have never developed. I find it odd that more has not been done in researching the moon also. I was once told in a conversation that other than keeping the earth straight and holding life to evolve easier, the moon was not much help to us. There are no scientific models available showing that two large objects collided and coalesced in Earth's atmosphere, pulling the smaller body towards proto-Earth, creating the Earth-Moon system. One of the main theories used by most scientists to explain how the moon was created.